more police there now, look.
I can do that. Tommy Robinson! Save our children!
So Altrincham, part of Greater Manchester in the Trafford Borough. As you can see, it's a town centre that's doing particularly well. It's quite an affluent area. Big houses, very much a green belt. And the centre to the success really has got to be the market repurposing. You've got a market hall that's got a number of small cafes and so on in there. They're certainly now to charge, but it's a nice environment if you just fancy stopping off. You've got some nice outside stalls and so on, and then you've got a more traditional aspect to it with your fish, your meats, but things like vinyl stalls and all kinds of things, you know. So it's successful, and it's really indicative of a council that's got it right on this anyway. So regular viewers of the channel may be asking, well, why have you come to Altrincham then, given all your other content and what you normally talk about?
We weren't told, no one was told, we just arrived. They reckon they're coming from a war-torn countries, but the last time I went, France isn't war-torn, you know, so... But we're not kept in the loop, you know. That's all it is, isn't it? We just don't want it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
And if they were coming from war-torn countries, where are the women and children?
Yeah.
There's no women and children. They're all young, fighting age men. It's frightening, really. And we're just local. Now, normally, there's a load of lefties there, and they're busting. They're bust from all over the country. And it's alright them saying, you have them, they don't live here, you know what I mean? If they were genuine, fair enough, but I don't think a lot of them are genuine, to be honest with you. I really don't.
So what's the turnover with these people that are coming in then? So how long are they actually in the hotel as a 300? Do they get moved into housing once in this area, or?
Greater Manchester.
Yeah. Right, okay.
We don't know how often they come and go. The coaches take them out, the coaches bring them in. It's all done at night time on the bus.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, they get housed around Greater Manchester.
Right, okay.
You know, people on the streets who don't know where to live. We've got our own homes. They just get everything.
Yeah.
For free. Fully furnished.
They've even got doctors on call, you know. You try and phone a surgery around here, you've got a phone on the morning, you're in a queue of 30 odd people, you can't even get a doctor. They've got one on call, you know, isn't there? And my mate's wife works in there, and they've been told, which they won't tell you, the female statue won't be there. Now that can't be. There's a reason for that, isn't there? I'm not accusing anyone, but you don't tell female staff to walk around in pairs for nothing, do you?
And tell the kids to now walk around in pairs and groups.
Hello. There we go, absolutely.
I think that is the message.
Some police here have just come over to have a word. I don't know why.
They're UK citizens.
Okay, so I'm currently on Grove Lane in Altrincham, which is just around the corner from the football ground, if you know the area, and that old church there is the current Islamic centre now. It can hold approximately 600 at the moment, worshippers, but there is talk that a massive new super mosque is going to be built in Altrincham that will hold 1800, obviously 3 times this amount, with only 95 parking spaces, and that's caused quite a bit of concern with local residents in that, well, what are we going to do when people are at prayer? We're going to block all the roads. So I'm going to show you that big space. Not that there's much to show you really where the mosque is going, but it's going to cost around about £4 million, and I believe $1 million's already been raised. and they're actively seeking a further 3 million. And obviously this is in line with proposed new masjids in the Peak District, the Lake District, and quite a lot of other places that you wouldn't normally expect, to be fair. So let's check out the space and see what we can see where the site is in Timperley. So I've come to Thorley Lane in Timperley, which is a small town just on the outskirts of Altrincham, and following on from my last piece I've just told you about, showing you the current mosque, somewhere on this lane is the proposed site for the super duper £4 million huge masjid, which is going to be 25,000 square feet over a 1.6 acre site. Now I don't know exactly where the site's going to be, but if I just film around you can maybe make your own minds up. And if the people from the Altrincham area watching this video, please let us know in the comments where exactly it's going to be. That'd be great. So we do have quite a lot of green belt round here, and I know there are some houses springing up. So I'd imagine, looking at that big grass field there, that's a likely suspect, because it's meant to be opposite an old large pet store, and I'm wondering whether that's the former pet store there on the left through those bushes. So now, given the small amount of Muslims that live in the area, it does seem that it's absolutely overstated in terms of capacity, being 3 times the amount of what's required. But Amjad, who is one of the trustees of the association, has said that, and I quote, "We want to future-proof ourselves." So that gives you an indication of how they see the Muslim population growing in this area, and that, coupled with the hotel where there's a number of migrants coming in and then getting rehoused in the Trafford area, it does tend to lead you to think that there is some kind of process taking place that's rather, you could call it aggressive progression, or a positive word if you want to use that, motivational progression. But having spoken to a few people today, they're talking about asking people to have a look at their local council's planning applications and to see whether there is a mosque that's been mooted for your area, because apparently there's applications going in left, right and centre at the moment. And if you consider the Batley video, and if you haven't seen it, please do take a look, it does show clear evidence there of almost one faith, not necessarily taking over a town, but certainly developing their ethos and ideology in a town to the point where it does look like a polarised society. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.